Hi, Devin. Welcome back.
Hi, thanks.
How have you been?
Good.
Just good. All right. Let's see. Tell me what's been going on since I saw you last.
Just work, making my lists.
Okay, good. So not too busy.
No, trying to enjoy the good weather.
Oh, well, that's awesome. It has been really nice other than those big storms, huh?
Yes, I love the warm weather.
All right. So first thing I want to do is make an agenda so that way we can stay on track and not, get too deep into one topic and not hit the other things that we want to talk about.
Okay.
Is there anything specific you'd like to see on the agenda?
I think just try to go over the list some more. I may have a couple questions on.
Okay. All right. So I'll put that down because I actually wanted to talk about the homework that we had last week too. First, I'd like to talk about last week's session, if that's okay. Then we'll talk about the homework, so make sure we get that in there. I also want to talk to you a little bit about your background with your time management, kind of see where that all started. Any coping skills that you've had in the past that might be working for you or anything you might have discovered over this last week. After that, I'll give you your homework that I have in mind for this week that might work for you, and then we'll wrap things up.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. So last session, we talked about how you find it hard to manage your time wisely. You said that this has been become an issue for you because things are beginning to slip through the cracks, and you stated you feel like a failure.
Mm-hmm.
So can you tell me a little bit, what are the things that are slipping through the cracks that are extremely important?
Mainly stuff at home.
Okay.
I feel like I just keep getting further behind on everything.
All right. So when things at home fall through the cracks, is anybody affected by that?
Me.
Okay. So, but nobody else is like...
No, I live alone.
Okay.
So it's just me and my dog.
All right.
And she doesn't care.
So, but you still feel like a failure even though...
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tell me what words you would use other than failure.
Frustrated, disappointed.
Okay. So just let down.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So since the last session, how have you been feeling about your time management?
It's a little, well, I mean, I don't want to say it's a lot better, but I do better with the lists.
Okay.
They have helped some.
Okay. So, since we're going ahead about last week's homework, let's see. So I asked you to do daily to-do lists, and from that to try to mark off each item. So our goal that we set was to try to keep them short so that you wouldn't be overwhelmed with all the things that you had to get done each day, and you could have that sense of accomplishment when you check them off. How did that go?
I make lists for work.
Okay.
I've made lists for work forever because I, just trying to keep up with everything that I have.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of used to it, but making the list at work and then, of course, making a list for home. I was going to ask you, I wasn't really sure. I made my list, but I wasn't really sure if I needed to include the things at work as well as at home, or if I just needed to keep it at home, if that was my main goal. Or
it's really up to you. I would suggest probably keep it on separate because unless you can bring your work home. So
I can.
Okay, so if you brought your work home, I'd maybe plan on doing that at the beginning so that when you make your list, if you have more work things than home things, you don't have to be extremely stressed out at the end of the workday that those work things aren't checked off.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. So, how did you feel at the times when the list was completely marked off at the end of the day?
Great.
Okay. What about when they weren't?
Irritable. disappointed in myself, frustrated.
Did you feel as much like a failure then after the list, or did you still, because you were still able to see certain things marked off? Were there any days that you didn't mark anything off your list?
No, not at all.
Okay, that's good. It's really good.
Even if I had, several things on the list, and even if I got 2 or 3 marked off, that would.
So you still felt a sense of accomplishment every day with the list?
Yes.
That's good. Well, I would suggest keeping that method, utilizing it whenever you need to.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's helped. It helps me focus a little bit more.
That's good. I know I lose focus sometimes, and it makes me a little rattled too. So now we'll move on to the next thing on our agenda and talk a little bit about your background with your time management. So how long has that been a problem for you?
Forever, it seems.
Okay. So explain to me, I know you said that you live alone and it's not really affecting anybody else. Why does your time management make you feel like a failure?
Because I see everyone else they get up and they get to work, and they're early morning people. I'm not. I'm a late night person. I can stay up all night and sleep half the day, but I can be dog tired at 9 o'clock at night. But if I'm doing something at 10 o'clock, I'm wide awake, and then I struggle to get up in the morning. But I see other people, they get up and they do stuff. They get up, they go to the gym, they come to work, and they're there on time, or they're there early. And
so a little bit of comparing yourself to other people. Do you feel like doing that ever really benefits you?
Probably not, but
okay,
it's just one of those things.
It's hard
because you look around and everyone's there working when you get there, and you're not, or you go to a family function or church or whatever, and everybody's there, and you're dragging in.
Right.
It's kind of makes you feel crappy.
Okay, well, that's understandable. Are there any other aspects of your life that your time management has impacted, like greatly? Maybe relationships or work or anything other than just being late? Is there anything that's you've had serious consequences for being late, or your time management being poor? I'm sorry.
No, my boss is great. He doesn't mind at all. He knows we're short-staffed and have been for a long time, so a lot of the duties that the person that left fell to me, so he knows that I have a lot, and
you've taken on a lot more than
what
you normally have.
Yes, and we've relocated our office, and where I had an office to myself where I could shut the door and get things done. Now I have we work in cubicles, so you have a lot of people who are talking all the time.
Distractions.
Extremely. So when everyone else is cutting out at 4:30, I'm there, and that's when I start doing everything. I can knock more out in 2 hours. At the end of the day, when everyone's gone, than I can the 2 hours if I got there on time. But he's great. He knows, he doesn't have a problem with it at all.
So knowing that you've taken on even more than you're supposed to have, does that help in your sense of accomplishment, knowing that technically you're doing more than any of the people around you?
Yeah, I guess it does if I think about it in that sense. But, like I said, even if when I get there early or when I get there late, the same people, they go and they do, and it's frustrating because I never get caught up at work, and other people seem to be caught up. So I always feel like I'm behind at everything, at work, at home, whether I'm there,
They all overlap and roll into each other. I understand. Well, let's talk a little bit about your coping skills. What skills, I know the lists were pretty successful for you, so what are some other things that you've tried and that have worked?
I just tried I'm easily distracted. If a thought comes into my head, then, I just kind of lose focus on what I'm doing. So if I try to really keep everything out of my way as far as distractions, if I have music, I do great.
Okay.
No TV when I'm getting ready, because if I hear something, then I'm gonna, go in the other room and look
Right.
instead of listening. I have the radio going. Music is my focus a lot of times.
Okay.
So like I try to keep my phone away. I try to get things prepared the night before, or like iron my clothes or whatever, plan things out. If I do that, then I do better.
Okay. So planning, I'm going to write these down.
Okay.
So planning ahead helps you.
Mm-hmm. Try not to let my mind get distracted, because like if I think of something's on my list, then, or I think of something else that, I need to add that to my list, then I'll stop what I'm doing, go make a list, or put it on my list, and then
Right.
Something else. I need to get the laundry out of the dryer, or the dog needs water or whatever.
Right.
So
the little things kind of get you off your track, and then
I get off task, and then I waste 10 or 15 minutes trying to think, what was I doing?
Okay. So getting off task has been an issue for you, maybe mainly with your, keeping your time management. Right. Okay. So how do you feel when your coping skills do work?
I feel good. I feel accomplished.
Okay. Well, that's great. What about when they don't work?
I just get frustrated.
Okay. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Just disappointed in myself, because I know I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I see people every day that all day long they're doing what they need to do, and they talk about what they've done, and it's just frustrating.
Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 100, 100 being successful all the time and 0 being never, how do you feel that your coping skills and your time management, where would you rate yourself on that scale?
I want to say 50-50, but I guess if I think about it, it's probably a little better than that.
Okay.
Because I don't ever let anything, I don't let anything at work not get done. I don't miss deadlines or anything like that. Things at home, I do slack there.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, working over and then getting home late, and
right,
probably, I don't know, 70-30 maybe, 60-40.
Okay. How about, a 65 sound okay to you? I'll put you.
Sure, right in the middle.
Kinda.
Yeah, that's good.
So, if you see yourself at 65, what would you rate? Like, where would you put failure on that scale? Like, if you fell below a certain number, where would failure be?
With everything, work and home all inclusive, or just because I feel like other than being late for work, I know I'm successful at work.
Okay.
I know I do a good job, and
we'll rate them all together.
Anything below 50 would be failing. Okay.
So we'll draw an arrow here. Just did this on a little timeline so you could see. So you're here, and here's failure. And how does that make you feel?
Pretty bad, because I think I need to be closer to 100.
Okay. Well, we can always keep working towards that. And that's one thing with coping skills, you can work.
Excuse me.
You're fine. Work on your short-term coping skills and find out what works best for you. And that way you can always have, these successful things to fall back on, so you'll have long-term success. All right. So now I want to talk to you a little bit about your homework for next week, or for this following week.
Okay, can we move that arrow up?
This one?
No, the other one.
Oh.
65, that's kind of depressing.
Yeah, that is the goal. That is the goal. Okay, so what I want you to do is keep a log of your time and your activities.
Okay.
So I'll see you again in a week. So how many days would you be comfortable doing this?
3 or 4.
Okay. We'll do 3.
Whatever
so,
you think.
Okay, we'll do 3, just to keep it on the lower end.
Okay. Don't overwhelm me.
Right. Well, because I think you should still probably stick to your list since they are seeming to be successful for you.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I like the list.
Okay. So I'll give you a sheet that has 24 hours on it in hour increments. And then you will write your activity during that time, and then you'll rate your pleasure and your mastery scale from 1 to 10. So pleasure being how happy you were during that activity, and mastery, how successful you were. So here's the example. I'm going to have you just practice here with me, so see if you understand. So we'll just start with what time you got up this morning.
6.
Okay, so next to 6, you'll write your activity. So you got up, and what did you do during the 6 to 7 hour, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. block time?
Oh, for the entire hour. I'll let the dog out. I'll fix coffee. Fix my lunch.
Okay. You can also split these up into half-hour increments if that would be easier for you too. It's however you want to do it. Okay. So we'll just you let the dog out and prepared your coffee. So go ahead and write that down.
Okay. Now, do I write down like everything, take a shower, put on makeup, get dressed, or
if you want to,
just get ready for work and just write it down as far as the basics?
You can do it however you like. I mean, if you did so many things during 6 to 7 and none in 7 to 8, that's fine too. It's whatever your day looks like.
Okay.
So rate how happy you were during these times, or during that activity.
Once I was up, I was pretty happy.
Okay.
It's the getting up.
All right, and then how successful you felt during that.
Oh, 10. I mean, as if getting it done, then I rate that as a 10.
Okay. So you'll do this for 3 days.
Okay.
Just write down everything that you do. I would try to do it. Don't wait till the end of the day to do everything, because your ratings might not be so accurate. So maybe noon and right before you go to sleep. Does that sound good to you?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then we'll go over that next week. So bring that back with you.
Okay.
And we'll go over it next time.
Okay.
So we're coming to the end of our session. How are you feeling after today?
I feel good.
Okay, and what are some things that you think went well today?
I guess probably seeing on the paper and hearing myself actually say that I do get things accomplished.
Great.
The 65%,
you still want to. Everybody wants to work towards getting better, but I wanted you to see this is where you rate being a failure, and you're actually above it.
I appreciate that. I don't like it, but I appreciate seeing it.
Well, we'll keep working towards it. So, thanks for coming today, and I'll see you next session.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.